A comfortable map number 1 from Atk sees the move up 1-0 over the Timbermen now on Mirage. Their own pick here, John. And the question must be asked, are they ready to put things away? There are some strange things going on with the minimap. I think we're haunted.
Yeah, we got a lot of T's, more than we probably should here. But
there's like 12 T's on the map, I think.
Yeah, I think that's about
Only
right.
the moving ones matter, folks. Interesting. Okay, Shane's going to be in for a world of hurt, potentially, especially as MOTM actually gets the pick, which sells the fake, so now he rotates off, and oh no, Shane just realized, oh, what a blunder he's made. What a mistake he's made. He can't get away. He can't get back in. Intra at least will be able to trade that kill, but tough spot, and Intra down for the count should make it just a bit tougher. Bomb down, man advantage for Atk, and a flank coming through from jungle. Ooh, better get a move on there, MOTM. He is now moving. Proven and proven that they're ready to take this dub. Atk with the pistol win.
Yeah, not too tough there for Atk. Another pistol round victory coming through for them. 1-0 here on Mirage. And it is a map that the Timbermen are comfortable on. They've played it 8 times over the last 3 months, and they're 5-3. They have a 5-2 record and a +20 round differential. Did just beat Brazen on it outside of Challenger League, though, by a scoreline of 19-16. And, well, over on the Atk side, they've only played it 4 times over the last 3 months, but it is a map that, again, they are comfortable on. 3-1 in those 4 maps played and a +23 round differential. So I think the Timbermen can give them a good fight, but, I mean, Atk are playing really well right now. It's going to be tough. Here comes MisteM. Should be an easy round. No, Dare gets the Wandig on to MisteM. Maybe the second. No, Fady just in time with the MAC-10 spray to ensure that Dare cannot find himself a second and make this round a little bit more viable than MOTM through the smoke. Swisher into apartments, and then Intra does manage to get one in an AK upgrade. He might just hightail it the heck out of Dodge here with that AK.
Yeah, worth doing for sure.
Yeah.
Very little to actually accomplish in this round, especially without kit, without armor, but getting a rifle out of it would be huge. You can see MOTM's already on the hunt, though. It's not particularly want him to have this rifle, but he guessed wrong. Tried to go palace, he went ramp. Fortunately, Fady was on his heels.
Yeah, very
that AK
fortunately.
has been found.
I would honestly have put the MAC-10s on the hunt, not the AK, but Swisher was feeling confident with it, and luckily for him, it doesn't end up in the hands of the Timbermen as Fady comes in on the flank towards T-spawn and takes care of business. So the Timbermen are going to come back here with A1Ss across the board, will not have as much utility as they'd like. So should they lose here, it will be another eco coming through in the follow-up round. Atk on the bonus, though, so that should help the cause here for Timbermen.
Player under the balcony. Troy gets one. Tough spot to stay alive, though, once you've been revealed, and well, that's exactly what we're seeing. It's a mop-up now. The single gun round not working out very well for Timbermen. At this point, well, there was a gap in that smoke. Shane lined it up, and he only got the one. Hero play for Intra required here. Swisher will be playing his bomb, so there's an opportunity for Intra to get forward. Eats that flat, and that will slow things up, and Fady will wrap it all up with the bow. I gotta say, ever since Fady missed that awkward spray on Vertigo, been pretty lights out. It was good to close the map. Now 6-1 to start here on Mirage. It's the Fady I like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not wrong, Mike. He's been on point and very, very good for the Atk side. 6-1 already, right? Doubling up on his teammates' scorelines. 4th round underway, and as mentioned, Timbermen going to be on an eco after losing that one. And I think Atk doing a really good job of not giving the Timbermen a lot of space to breathe. That was a very fast execute onto A. Now they're already taking mid in the first 10 seconds of the round. Dare is going to get a smoke drone. Snap could be the snake in the grass. He is. He takes down MOTM from underpass. That will help. He can't recover the rifle yet because it's just not safe. And Atk will manage to make their way down Cat, but Snap gets himself a second. He's still alive. Bowden managed to find Dare. 4v3 and now a 3v3. The thing is, Snap is still kicking, has the AK up, and will finally go down. Man, he made it scary for ATK.
He was the thorn in their side for sure. A rifle can be retrieved here. Droid has that. The question is, do they want to commit that rifle into trying to do something in this round, or do they want to save it? They'll be able to buy in the next regardless. But, you know, never hurts to have an extra gun. Ooh, boy, yo, boy. Without kits, this is still a tough ask. And it should indeed be a save for Droid. Just purely on time, that's a really tough battle to get back through. But that was much more expensive for ATK than it needed to be. It comes from Snav, really, with the 5-7 and underpass. It's not a bad result. 3 kills out of the investment that they had there. Not a bad showing for Timbermen.
No, not at all. Great job by Snav. Underpass, you really did awesome work with that 5-7. Made it worth the investment. The thing is, ATK have Fady on 11K, Mike, so their money situation is actually pretty good. So they'll be able... What's up?
Yeah, they got the cash. They got that dosh.
They're fine. So now 4-0 lead, looking to make it 5-0, but finally the Timbermen will have the big green in the hands of Dare. We'll see where Dare ends up. I'd imagine window room. No, he's going to play towards the B site. Maybe he'll have a peek towards the apartments and then line up to Cat. We'll have to wait and find out what his plan is. Intra's going to be spamming around the edge of that smoke. And now we'll team up with Snav and Connector. They're just peering over the tippy top of the Connector smoke that's been thrown, but it's going to be tough for them in here. The heat is on as that Molotov gets tossed on forward. MoTM standing in it a little too long. Finally gets the cover, but he's down to 21 HP and desperately searching for a target. He is lucky that Snav is no longer here. Otherwise, he would have been easy pickings.
They're gonna get the first pick. This one's huge. Snav with a follow-up. We need to have this where Shane has to be dealt with, and so far so good. Catches the apartments player early. The Calwar players have been slowed down, and meanwhile the reinforcements are on for the Timbermen. Now 3 crosshairs on site. It's looking good, and oh, Shane will take it home. 3 big kills in the round. A critical piece for the team, and Shane was the backstop that kept him in it. And it's the Timbermen on the board.
Yeah. Good defensive side there. A nice little double stacking connector. Eventually, Snav takes care of MoTM. He dips his toe into the fire for way too long, and that's the reason why he's an easy trade. And after that, ATK, the hit onto the B site denied by Shane with that 2K. So, Timbermen get 1. Trying to make it 2 in a row, but ATK, as mentioned, still had plenty of bank to buy up into this round. It will feature an op in Bowden's hands, 3 AKs, and MoTM settling for the MAC-10. They're currently posturing towards the A site. They got 3 players there. The bomb on Swisher's back will be pushing up the A ramp. Couple of lurks, in fact.
They've lost him. He's out.
Yeah.
Oh, now they know. Now they know. He had such a huge spot, and I think they thought they cleared it with utility, but realized their mistake in time. There's 1 kill for Fady. At this point, a huge amount of this would be about damage. Keeping that CT economy at least a little bit brittle, maybe getting a bomb plant out of this, but that's a tough ask. Frankly, they should not get it. Oh, Fady panics. Would have had just enough time to put the bomb down. Bowden with 1. This is still recoverable. It's tough.
Did you see the toe?
No. Favorite Dare, unless Fady has the first shot. Now they got to be wary. I don't know if they realize how much damage they've done, but Fady could just leave. 44 seconds. That's triggering the rotation. They're wary that someone could come through jungle. And that might give the space to get the bomb plant. Oh, can't plant it open.
He's trying to get to a safe spot. Oh, no.
Snav's got the shot, and Snav's got the cleanup. If I had to guess there, Bowden was focused on a player coming from CT spawn, didn't realize one had already crossed a ticket. And that is their undoing. Still, it does get close. Means that Timbermen can't quite build up the bank, but without the bomb plant, ATK can't justify investing to contest here.
No, definitely not. And Fady will be able to at least get a Deagle upgrade. I think Bowden, no, he probably wants the op, so he's probably not going to invest much at all into this round. He won't. That's it. Just the Deagle. $700 spent by ATK across the board. Let's see if they can make something happen. A bomb plant would be fantastic for them. Anything more would be incredible. Molotov's going to get tossed into the apartments here to deny some space to ATK. And the Timbermen starting to heat up on their defensive end. And we already talked about it, like on the defensive side, they look much better than on the T side. I think that's on every map. At least the ones we've seen them on.
Yeah. It is true, at least so far. Very much spread for ATK, probing, seeing if there's anywhere that they can sort of worm on in and maybe bring the bomb along. Fady's worm has been dewormed. You ever seen a dog get dewormed, John?
What do you mean by that?
So when dogs have like roundworm, which
You
is
mean
the,
like
the
when
common
it's...
stomach
Yes.
parasite worm,
Yes.
and you give them deworming medication,
Yes.
they poop out all the worms, and the worms are still alive.
Mike, I have a story, actually.
Okay, hit me with the story.
So, my dog Winston, when we first got him, had worms, and we didn't know because they said he was dewormed. And then he well, one was hanging out there, if you know what I mean. So
Yes.
And he was struggling with it, and I had to yeah.
Remove it.
Yes, I had to remove it.
Assume direct control.
Yes, I did. And suffice to say, it was one of the grossest things that I've had to do, but also very satisfying when I actually was able to help him out, because man, oh man, it's so, I don't want to think about it too much.
It's
but
pretty wonky.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on before we completely discuss our entire audience here. That's a nice pick from
You
MisteM.
asked, Mike.
I did ask, and I appreciate the story. It just occurred to me about partway through your story. I'm like, I wonder how much our viewership just dropped. We'll keep us on track. We'll get back to the Counter-Strike. MisteM is getting into a tough spot here by chair, but MoTM will bring the arithmetic back in their favor. That was looking good for a moment for timbermen. Not so much anymore. Swisher sticking around this fight. That's a long time, but now Shane is the last player, and they know where he is, so they can just leave. Swisher will go back to retrieve the bomb. They've got a player watching it through the murder hole. They've got a player back in towards spawn. This really could not be terribly viable for Shane, and indeed, it's not.
All right. 5-3 for ATK. They are responding quite well after the Timbermen got a couple of rounds in a row, and Timbermen will be buying up here. It should be a decent buy up. They have a good amount of cash in their bank accounts, and yeah, about half the usual utility. 3 A1Ss, the MP9, and the AWP for Dare. Over on ATK, it's going to be AKs across the board once more. They got the full util. Here they come. 2 players in towards T apartments, and the bomb was dropped right outside them, so they're not committing to either side just yet. They just want to see what kind of space they can get. Yep.
Big missed opportunity for Dare. Went for the fast shot. You only get one chance at that one. Wisely did back off when it didn't hit, but that would have been a big scalp to take. Instead, you've got MisteM locked in towards chair. You got mid control basically surrendered to ATK as they're quickly realizing. Now there's a lot of flexibility for what they want to do on the map. This is where you're going to get into trouble as well. This looks like it's going to be a split towards B. Presence in the apartments. Window smoked out. Is there a gap? I don't think so. And pressure on for these 2 players on the site. Util coming in. Here comes the hit. They need to hold on. Shane will get a Molotov down. It's a big kill for intro, but he only gets the 1. Shane nearly had it. Didn't realize how close he was. Look at the damage done here, John. The end result might still be Timbermen locked out of sight and possibly into a save. Snav wants to see what he can get here in courtyard. If Snav can get this opening pick on towards Fady, maybe they're back in it. But as it stands right now, I think the Timbermen are thinking about the save, and you see Dare withdrawn.
Snav, well, he's going to go down here to Fady. 4v2 in favor of ATK, and the round's already over. Dare trying to save the AWP. That's the important piece. And Droid does manage to take down Fady. Will get the AK upgrade too. Okay. Slips away with that. Has to be happy. 6th round, though, picked up from ATK as they're going to double up on the scoreline of the Timbermen. And now Timbermen with those 2 rifles saved on over. Maybe a force is justifiable. Get some MP9s in the mix. We'll see what they decide to do. I mean, Droid's investing in full util. Dare's picked up a couple of pieces, and it looks like no. They're going to say, okay, if we're going to do this, it's going to be with the AK and the AWP and some pistols. 5.7 was very effective for Snav in the earlier rounds. And Bowden goes down to Dare. I thought Bowden had first shot in that situation, but it's actually Dare who manages to get that frag and give his team the 5v4. MOTM thinks better of pushing through this smoke, and now he's going to back off and bide his time, but all of ATK have rotated around for an A hit now with 1:25 remaining on the clock.
Lightning peak from Dare. So they need aggressive, but the timing! Oh, how does that work out for MOTM? He was throwing his smoke away. That time has been brutal for him. Instead, he's got two. Now he's bulldozing a path on towards this site. So aggressive. Dare pushed off by the molly, but he'll get the last laugh. There in Intra. They have a smoke to cover this. They do. It's their man available. They need to deploy that or just kill everybody. Now they know where the last is. Could just leave him alone. But they'll plant right under his nose, recognizing there's not a whole lot Intra can do about this, and Intra probably just wants to save this off.
Yeah, that's the best course of action here. He probably won't. Yeah, there he goes. Down for the count. MOTM gets him with the AK, a 4K for the man of the match, and he certainly has been pretty much that with 10 frags on the board. Fady just a little bit above him. A lot of those coming early on in this half, but he's got 11, and ATK are looking to start getting into cruise control here, as they did on Vertigo with that very strong lead in the first half. Ended up being 12-3. Can they replicate it here? It'll be a little more difficult because timbermen already have 3 in the first 10. And now Dare is going to leg Bowden. Oh my goodness, I think he wants that one back just a little bit more to the left side on the peak, and he would have been able to take Bowden down for the count. Instead, well, they are going to toss a nade on through, knowing that Bowden was legged, but he's no longer in that position, realizing that he would have been vulnerable to a lot of utility damage. So MOTM hangs around, does go down to 60 because of the nade, but ATK are just going to bide their time, let some burn off the clock here, as Fady works his way into underpass, Mike.
Space taken there by MOTM here at Tetris. This worked out well for them. Fady striking, but Droid has the answers. Droid has all the answers right now, but, well, the test was a few too many questions long.
Jeez.
Somehow this is once again flipped on its head. ATK continuing to bring these advantages back. These trades so effective. It's all on to Dare. Dancing with the devil here. And they're going to get the bomb planted. There's not a whole lot he can hope to do about it. That shot just reveals his position, and well aimed through the legs of Bowden. Bowden will get the better of him.
Wow, what an aggressive peek from Bowden coming through, but it works out. He has been very strong with the op. Up to 8 frags now. Speaking of 8, ATK's up there too. They're already taking this half. Timbermen reeling. Now looking at the possibility of another eco, and instead it will be a decent investment coming through. At least an MP9 and a scout. 2 deagles and a 5.7. Utility, though, is pretty bare. Only the flashbang in Droid's hands, and Bowden's already struck again to kick off this round. Intra down for the count. MisteM looking to push in towards the connector. Could have himself one as well, and he absolutely does. Dare, not much you can do with the scout in that type of position. And Droid may be able to recover it, but he's better off sticking with the deagle. A CC Snav just gets sprayed down by Swisher. There's the deagle shot from Droid, and the second onto MisteM. Now a 3v2, but eventually Fady comes in. The lurk towards A, takes down Droid, leaving only Shane standing here.
Feels like so many of these rounds are playing out like this. Spicy moment, nice openers for ATK, right? Spicy moment from Timbermen, bring us back to thinking it's possible, and then ATK actually just trade those out and seal the deal. We found a script. Apparently it's working out for both teams, or it's really working out for ATK. Maybe Timbermen would like to flip the script a little bit here. 9 rounds on the T side of Mirage already found. ATK are bullying the Timbermen right now. And as we said before, we've seen a lot of things suspect about Timbermen's attacking halves, so this is just frankly not good enough. They really need to start winning here and not stop winning, at least until the half switch. It's going to be about Shane for now. Here comes the pressure. They're going to smoke that out. They're going to deal with the Molotov. They're straight through it. Pressure on. Shane still up somehow. Position revealed. But he does get the kill on to MOTM and a second as well. Not effective in clearing that out. Now the bomb needs to be careful not to get caught here. Odin focus back around. He is looking for Snav, but is he going to be looking in time? Snav might have actually he sees the barrel. Oh no. Bomb still not planted as well. Atk up the creek. It at least relieves pressure at least a little bit, but they need to battle out in some direction. They need to find something to give them a little bit more comfort here, and Fady's going to go looking for it. Might catch Droid here. Oh, the timing. The kill comes in. He gets pulled back. Fady doing his absolute best here, but he's right at this point. He should be down for the count. Indeed, he is. If he'd just gone a millimeter forward, he might have seen Droid there.
He absolutely would have, and it would have been a freebie for him and probably made the round a lot more viable since he had the information that a couple of other players were charging in onto the site. But Timbermen, to their credit, are able to pull it off, and it's because of chaos at the beginning of that take of the B site for ATK. They had so much presence, but they didn't clear out Shane at all, just like they forgot to go near bench and make sure that no one was there. And even the second engagement, it still felt like they didn't know where he had fired from, and that is, of course, the advantage of the silenced M4. So MisteM is going to spray down Snap to open things up. He got way too aggressive going out from connector, so that's a 5v4 again for ATK. Dare, along with Droid, been pretty good on the A site defense. We'll see how they'll fare up against this all-out push from Palace. Fady going to come through. Can he deliver? And MoTM does. Dare is down. Now it's all up to Droid to hold off ATK until the reinforcements can arrive. And look at the aggression from MoTM. He wants to hunt. He wants to give his team full control of this site and the round. And he does exactly that with the frag on the Droid. Fantastic flashbang thrown by Swisher in support as well. And only intro left.
And it's over.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's over. Double digits found. I mean, money's even going to be in the toilet to contest for this last one. ATK are battering the Timbermen. Battering them, breading them, frying them at this point. Call the Timbermen fish sticks because they're looking like lunch. Dinner at this point for most of us. Maybe a midnight snack if you're in EU. Should be on midnight snack. 2 a.m. snack.
Yeah, I think it's a 2 a.m. snack, I was going to say.
2 a.m., 3 a.m. snack. Those are the best snacks. You're just up at an ungodly hour and you realize you've gone so far past, you're ravenous. Don't do a lot of those anymore, John.
No, me neither.
Getting old.
Yeah, especially me. Goodness. Gosh, Mike, why do we always got to talk about age when we're casting? Dare gets a couple of nice headshots, though.
There we go.
MOTM and Fady go down. And Snav gets 2 of his own as well. MisteM and Swisher dropped. What is this round? Out of nothing. And Bowden is left standing by himself to shoulder the entire round. And he does have the bomb. He could rotate towards B. Oh, Timberman.
He's
Mike,
gone.
that was too aggressive a rotation without a bomb spotted her, and without bomb control, I should say.
I mean, I think it's still fine. Trimming up into mid.
Yeah, it's okay.
It'll be all right. Plenty of time in the cleanup. Obviously, you don't care about the bomb money, but that's going to send us through to the half. Okay, we got ATK on the CT pistol. We got Swisher on the dualies again. See if he can have a little more success with this one. Got his bell rung in last, but they wound up winning the pistol round, so it's okay. MoTM's going to hear a lot of footsteps and recognize that they're coming in towards B, and Fady is in for a bit of trouble. Swisher catches one on the flank, though. Now there's presence on Catwalk and damage coming out. Fady dealt with. Means that most of this is actually coming through from that flank. Be a bit wary about this. Fan player could be huge. Dare's dropped, and now things start to fall apart. The bomb was at least planted, but it's all on the board. He's only got a quarter of his health, and he is a goner.
Yeah. Another pistol round goes the way of ATK. They're up to 11, and well, let's hope the Timbermen can get their T-sides going. Suffice to say, because they don't have much time left with how good of a performance ATK had on their T-side. 10 rounds is extremely good on Mirage. Going on to your CT side. And now they're going to immediately upgrade themselves to 4 A1Ss and the FAMAS. Obviously realizing that with that bomb plan, Timbermen are likely going to force, and indeed they will. It's going to be 3 Galils, Shane and Intra yet to buy up, but eventually Intra will get the Galil, and Shane opts for one as well. That's a very late buy, so he will join the push towards mid eventually as 3 players charge up for the Timbermen. Bowden's got a beat on them, and look at the damage on both sides, in fact. Dare does manage to strike first onto MoTM, but Swisher gets the immediate trade, and now he's going to have support in window, and more than likely, they know where the Timbermen are.
Spray down from Shane. Keeps them fighting in this one. We got to be wary about these mid peaks. Swisher looks like he wants to go for another crosshairs here. Oh, Swisher does not care. 2 kills found in a lightning flash, and that's going to be the round decided. What a madcap peak. They were all looking at him. He just didn't care.
Yeah, he was perfect. I mean, the A1S so easy to control that spray, and he transfers over. It's not even that much of a movement that he needs to make because they were pretty much lined up, and ATK get the 12th on the board. They do need to invest quite heavily into this round to get their rifles back up and running in the util set, but it's not a big deal because the Timbermen are only going to be coming in with Deagles and a couple players on armor. No utility at all, though, for them to work with to try and get this bomb planted. So it's going to have to be the Deagles ringing true for at least a couple of frags to give them a chance to get that bomb to dirt. Droid and Shane eat a nade, but whoa, there it is! A couple of Deagle shots, Mike! MisteM and MoTM go down, and some upgrades available for the Timbermen as Bowden himself gets dinked through the wall. Luckily for him, Swisher does manage to take down Snav, but this is anything but certain for ATK now.
Is there a gap? Doesn't matter. Bowden spams it and catches Shane. 2v3. Numbers at least have been recovered here for ATK, but I'm not sure they can deny this bomb plant. That's going to be tough. And indeed, that bomb will go down to dirt, so money at least secured, but it's just intro with a Deagle now. Deagle in a dream. Dream of survival. When it's not a dream, that will be answered.
Alright.
Little bit of a frisky round there. Something doing for the Timbermen, but at this point for ATK, provided they are winning with any sort of numbers alive, they're pretty content with the way things are going.
And Swisher just shot the AK over to his teammate. I didn't want it. Alright, so all that work from Swisher. Yeah, A1S too good. They're going to keep the A1Ss up and running here. 13-5 for ATK. Timbermen, though, as mentioned, need a couple of nice shots from Deagle to get that bomb planted. It happens, but the round is recovered by ATK and quite handily, in fact, because all 3 players that were left post-plant were actually on the outside looking in. Luckily, that spam for Bowden brings true for a frag, and that makes it a lot easier to get back in. Now a peek through mid. MoTM getting a little too bold there. Dare punishes him, even though the damage is done to Dare, down to half health and intro at 63. The first frag goes the way of the Timbermen. And MisteM is jumping around for information towards that A site. As the nade primed and ready to be tossed, should anyone come there, but no one will. Timbermen poised towards the B site. They've got 3 players there, one over in T-spawn, the other one lurking around mid. We'll see what Intra can do here. 3 players. Yeah.
They're all bunched up. As the hit actually does come through from the apartments, they might be able to respond, but it is going to be challenging. The mid lurks late. That's a big kill for Dare, and he gets the second as well. Now Fady's up to 3. This should be nigh on impossible, especially with a flank coming through. He should be dealt with, and indeed is. And I don't see a road back into this for MisteM. A save would likely be called for, but I don't know that MisteM's confident he can actually get away from it. So wait around. See if he can't find some damage.
He has a kit.
Yeah, there's no way. 1v4?
Hmm.
When you've got this much of a lead? See if the gun go next.
Did Droid see him?
No. Don't believe so.
Ninja? Ninja?
No way. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have
Ninja?
time. He doesn't have time. He's let it go too far.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He had let it go on too far. He gets shot anyway, but it also just did not have time.
Yeah. If he gone a little bit faster, maybe would have gotten it. But either way, there was a player there at the end to spray him down, and that's it. Tried to make it exciting, but unfortunately, it was a little too far gone. 6th round picked up by the Timbermen, and Atk, despite the fact that they won every single round here to kick off this second half, the first 3 that is, their economy wasn't built up well, lost too much manpower in every single round. So they've got 2 Deagles, an MP9, a Scout, and an A1S on their force buy. Not much utility to speak of, and Dare's already going to have the first here onto Fady. So much damage taken. What's going on the other end here? Bowden does manage to take down Intra, and 3 of the remaining 4 players of the Timbermen below half health.
Does make them very vulnerable to the Deags. Old tag 'em and bag 'em. Swisher stuck between a Molotov and another Molotov. Finds a sweet spot between the flames. The cool side of the pillow, if you will. But this is going to be a high-pressure situation. Not looking very likely, especially with Swisher and the only player on this side of the map, and he's locked in by the player at chair. Shane shows exactly why. MisteM's got a rifle. This time might be worth saving.
Yeah. In this situation,
spot to pick though. What's he gonna do? He wants
gets
that
the
last
NA
fight.
save.
Okay, that's a choice. That's a choice.
But why? Oh man, NA saves are so very tough to watch. He didn't have to take that fight at all. Just could have tucked in with Bowden. And now Bowden doesn't have the ability to recover the A1S. Timberman going to take the round. Going to make it 7. And Atk are definitely on an eco into the next one. They will have the Scout of Bowden, who could do a little bit of damage, but outside of that, nada. Good job by the Timbermen to string a couple of rounds together. Likely will be a 3rd here. Just the USPs. No utility, no armor, and a Scout.
Time for the Bowden Scout Ace. It's time, John. It's time. The right spot to catch his mid-presence. Here's the shot. There's the tag. There's the frag. Looking for more. Dare's got 1, but he was tagged up. Body shot with the Scout will do it now. Believe in the tale. Believe in the story. I don't believe in the story anymore. North tail. Is it still a Scout Ace if the Scout goes to different players in the interim?
Well, it's an ace for the Scout.
There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm believing now. I'm believing in this round. They found a rifle as well. Fady's got a gun.
This is crazy.
Underpass.
Look where he is.
Fady has a prime chance. They're throwing flashbangs. They may not clear this fully. Dare's just gone for the That's a brilliant move. Got the information now. Fady's trying to buy time. And he does exactly that. But look at this from Swisher. Got into jungle. MoTM's got 1. It's all on to Dare. And Dare is done for. The Scout fittingly finishes things off. And that's going to be Atk snatching the round. They had a Scout save. And they had USPs, John. And that was enough.
They didn't spend any money in that round. Nothing. $0 invested by Atk, and they win it. I cannot believe it. How did they even recover? Timbermen walking out from the apartments to the B site. Swisher gets 1, a USP frag got another, and then all of a sudden it's a 3v2, and the Timbermen are trying to rotate to the other side, but there is Fady on the other side with the I can't speak. With the AK delaying Timbermen long enough to allow for the reinforcements to come through, and MoTM in particular on the flank from Cat. fires away the connector to get one, and then Swisher swings around with the scout to find the final frag. So well played by them, and a blunder for the Timbermen, who are staring down at an 8th round. Luckily for the Timbermen, they will have enough money to buy up here with 4 AKs and the op, but letting that one slip away really hurts. And here's Fady again on the flank. He finds
Now they're
Snav.
stuck. They're so stuck.
Oh,
He's
man.
completely avoided the player in underpass. This is the one saving grace. They may not realize, he may not realize that Droid is actually behind him or in front of him, depending on your perspective. Timing going to be everything here. There's the flashbang. Droid. There we go. There's the cleanup. That relieves the pressure. That actually winds up working very well. Fady gets caught a little bit behind enemy lines and can't have the impact he was necessarily hoping for. So they are going to come over towards A, and it's going to be a task for MisteM. Could set up a crossfire if MoTM is looking the right way at the right time, but this is a very tough spot to be alone in. With MoTM repositioning, it's a big window for Timbermen to catch him off guard. Now MoTM can at least support from Ticket. But here comes the hit. Here comes the execution. They are bringing the 3rd player in as well. Molotov's going to force MisteM out. He doesn't get the kill. Tough spot to be in here. Spam damage substantial onto MoTM, and with that, Atk are out of here.
Yeah, got to save these AKs, and it will lead to probably a buy-up in the next round with MoTM at 3K and Bowden as well. So you can drop the one for MisteM, one for Fady. Maybe someone's going to be stuck with a pistol, but it's very much worth buying up. Great job by the Timbermen on the execute towards the A site. They really isolated the players well, and even when MoTM was trying to engage, they sprayed him down to 8 HP, and that after that, Atk is like, oh, we're out of here. Pull the plug. We got to go save. And Timbermen will eventually get that 8th. Should have had in the previous round, but better late than never.
Better late than never, for sure. Interesting economic situation for Atk. They've actually got a fair amount of cash. MoTM can drop a gun comfortably. Bowden can buy a gun. They've got 2 saved AKs, so what are we doing here? We're buying. All right, let's get frisky with it. Let's dance. Look, they did with a scout and 4 USPs, so I'm not inclined to doubt them here, John.
Yeah, no, not at all. They definitely are going to be able to make this one work. As mentioned, one player will have to settle for a pistol. Ends up being MisteM with the Deagle, but everyone else on the rifles. No op available for Bowden. Going to try and make it work by tapping away with the A1S. Intra manages to wide swing and take down Swisher. That's the first casualty going on the side of Atk. And Timbermen do have a decent amount of mid control. It might not be a bad idea for MoTM just to cede it to them and back off here. Smoke going to get tossed, and that's exactly what Atk are going to do. That's a good smoke to throw.
Interesting spot. Yeah, covers the catwalk, but allows the peek for the fight with the player lower. The push into Palace. The push into Palace. MisteM. Can he get this? No. Shane cleans it up. That was an opportunity. It's an opportunity missed. And with it, 2 players down. How do Atk respond? They're going to rotate through into Ticket. It's the right read, at least initially. Lots of time still on the clock, so a rotation is potentially available. The Snav gets spotted. Now he has been. And now he's been executed. Well done there. MoTM in a tough spot. Shouldn't be long for this world. And indeed he's not. Utility comes in to make sure of that. But Bowden still has something to say. Fady and Bowden are making this around a 1v2. Not beyond the realm of possibility just yet. Fady.
Nice movement. Oh, no.
Oh, no. It was so good.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. Fady feeling a bit silly. We'll have to make the move. Not going to attempt that again.
1v2. Fady.
Kid on site. You can see it. It's in default. Player under balk. Player on trap. Oh, there's the under balk. Didn't realize Droid was there. Don't know whether that was an aspect ratio thing or just a tunnel vision. Either way, Timbermen climb ever higher.
Yeah, I think that was just tunnel vision, probably. Yeah, like you mentioned, Timbermen are going to get a 9th, 1 round away from double digits, and Atk, they went for broke on that round, so they will be on an eco here. Another round where they'll invest absolutely nothing. Let's not forget, they did win the previous one where this happened, but they had a scout saved over from the previous round, so It's quite a significant difference maker, since that scout yielded 2 frags that time. And we got a timeout being called here, Mike. This is being called by ATK, in fact.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's not
Yeah.
about this round, obviously, but it's about figuring out what they're going to do in the next. Because this has started to get out of control since the half switch. ATK on the back foot, and these are the situations where timbermen are going to get up to 10. You can have another really good gun round to try and do something about it, but you can't be throwing these rounds away.
Well, this might already be over. Shane's going to get one onto Fady, then gets MOTM, knows where MisteM is, spotted out the barrel of his gun, playing Ring Around the Rosie, and Shane's going to end up dealing the final blow. Intra also gets on the action. It's only Bowden left standing around a Molotov, ticks away a little bit of his damage, pulls it. What are you doing, Bowden? What are you doing? You silly man.
Having
Trying to have a little bit of fun with the Zeus, but that's going to be that.
All right, so we've got the investment of this round. There will be no op, though. There will be no op. There might not be kits. There's major limitations in this one. It's not great for ATK, but they're going to try and make it work. See what they can do with 5 rifles here. Timbermen, they crack this one. We might be going the full 30. It's going to be a heck of a comeback. 10-5 at the half. 14 rounds established for ATK, and yet they can't seem to put this game away.
Well, now's their chance. Get the rifles back up. As you mentioned, no op available for Bowden. We'll see if that makes a big difference. Dare does have one on his side. He's alone in the apartment, so once the smoke fades, he might be in a little bit of trouble, but if he backs off before then, should be just fine, and that's exactly what he's going to do, and Fady re-smokes it anyway, so not much space given up there towards B, but Intra from underpass into window takes down Swisher. MoTM is isolated. He got a couple of players bearing down on him, Snav being one of them. Hoping to come through. Can he get him? He does. MoTM, before he even gets flashed, takes down Snav, and now will back off through the smoke to safety.
Look at the
Evens
util,
up the numbers at a 4v4, and util, yeah, very light for ATK. Only a couple of flashes left versus Timbermen, who have a full kit on pretty much 3 players.
They have to do it with the guns. That makes life a lot easier. Intra overlooking MoTM's spot there in the jungle. And now it's just about this B hit, and there's a pretty good crossfire with the player at Get Right. That's going to be one. A trade as well, all on to Dare to keep them off of map point, but he has found the first. Problem is he has to get the bomb plant. That's going to occupy his hands 25 seconds. He can't dilly-dally with this. So he's going to go ahead and commit. Interesting nade placement, maybe assuming that he planted for catwalk. Either way, they are going to get out, but Dare snapped spot his back pillar. He's stuck out by the van. They're going to swing on. They don't want to give him safe haven. He hits the no-scope, though. They don't play together, and Dare capitalizes. A 1v3 for Dare. ATK cannot close.
Oh my goodness. They had a chance to take him down, right? He misses that first shot. They close the distance, but then Dare hits a no-scope and swings around the corner and gets a quick scope frag to clutch the 1v2. What a play coming from him. He's at the top of the scoreboard on pretty much both sides with 23 frags. In fact, tied with Fady, who has 23 of his own, but the Timbermen are now on a tear. They have taken 6 rounds here in this second half. They're the best T sides you've seen from them so far, and it's probably only going to get better as Intra gets the headshot onto Swisher, and ATK are relegated down to a pistol back once more. Bowden likes his Zeus. He's got that out, hoping to find a frag and an upgrade. But this round might be over before he gets that opportunity, because Droid leaning in towards the B site. He can take down Fade. It's a lot of space opened up. Oh, Bowden misses the Zeus, and in fact, Snav will clear him out. That'll be that for that attempt. MoTM will get the headshot on Shane, and Fady will... No, he won't get another one.
There's a gun. They had the bomb, John, bomb.
No way.
If this kill comes through... Shouldn't do. Okay, good response. Decent kill there, MoTM. There's a chance. There's a chance. Oh my god. It's down to the 1v1. He's got it. No. Droid sidestep, strafes, avoids the headshot. That came down to the wire. MOTM nearly salvaging it. Would have been a 1v4 clutch. ATK, they've had opportunities to close out this game, but this might be the last one here. It's the double op up. This time, they've got everything they could possibly want. And if they can't get it done here, Timbermen are taking us to 30 rounds.
Man, ATK so close. 2 rounds in a row, bringing it down to a 1v1, but unable to get that all-important 15th. 4 AKs in the off for the Timbermen, yeah.
It's going to be MisteM. It's going to be about MisteM's off. They're coming looking for it. Dare wants this fight. The flashbang is good. The execution is better. Now MOTM's pretty much alone here, but they swing with util out. That gives him a chance. That gives him a prime opportunity. The rotations need to be here. He spotted the bomb. He's seen this. He needs some sort of help at this point, but it seems like they might just be playing retake. He's going to drop in his sandwich! One there may not exactly be the exchange rate he was hoping for, but that was a bold play. Did get them something. Fade, he dropped towards Ticket. Odin's not in position to help this. HE will do good damage, but it's not a kill, and they desperately need another frag. Something to edge them back into this round. That Molotov pushes them further back. Time they don't have to spare. They do have a kit. And there's the kill through the box. Something at least. But if they get blanked out of this, this is such a risky calculation, and time is short. A smoke goes onto the bomb itself, but that's just going to provide cover for Droid to hide in. First, they have to get past the op. They've done that, but they don't know where Droid is. And Swisher can't even find the bomb. He can't even find the bomb. He can't even get this on time. They've got the damage, but Swisher can no longer win this round. It's over. It's done. He does not have time. He'll be going up in a puff of smoke, and that's going to be the round for the Timbermen.
Wow. I mean, the key there is ATK just cannot get control of Ticket. Both players that tried to fight there went down in a heap and contributed absolutely nothing in terms of frags to the round, and gave Timbermen the bomb site, the plant as well. What a heroic effort, you know, at the end by Swisher, but he just couldn't find the bomb in the smoke. And afterwards, he does get the frag, but no time left to find that defusal, and match going to be called, timeout going to be called again, I imagine, by ATK to talk things over, because things are quickly slipping through their fingers here on Mirage. They had a 14-7 lead, 6 unanswered round victories in a row for the Timbermen, who are trying to tie things up now at 14-14. What a comeback it would be if they can take this one and send us to map number 3. And you're looking at ATK, they are able to get a decent buy-up going. MOTM's going to heavily invest to get the A1S here. It's Bowden on the scout. Other than that, 3 Deagles around him. MOTM boosted up. I like the spot that he's holding here. If someone peeks out for the Timbermen aren't expecting it, could be punishing, but Timbermen are actually setting up towards B, which is the one place that ATK has no defense.
Yeah, really not. He has to hit some insane Deagle shots to have any impact into this round, and not finding it, it might honestly be time for MOTM to consider saving that rifle. He's on the flank, though. Going with him. Problem is, if he goes down, that gun's not retrievable. 5 on 5. Timberman contained on site, but that bomb taking away and no kits means that they don't have to buy that much time before this becomes an impossibility. Gonna wait for the smoke fade and try and kill Shane, and they will, to be fair. 1-for-1 exchange. Some damage done there, and now MOTM needs to get the heck out of Dodge. Bowden will stick around to get some scout shots off, but it doesn't really matter for the economy of the Timbermen. The only thing it's going to change is maybe some extra utility for ATK, maybe an upgraded pistol. Bowden has plenty of cash, so it shouldn't really much matter.
No. Very much fine here for him. He'll get the op in his hands. The scout's just going to go by the wayside. doesn't matter anymore. We're going the full 30 here.
Yes.
Timbermen pulling it back. 2 rounds in a row. 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 2 rounds pulling it back. And now ATK trying to end this one in regulation and make amends for a few blunders that led to this point. 4 AKs and the op coming through for the Timbermen. Here they charge on forward towards mid. 3 players coming out. Tons of utility being tossed on forward. And this time, ATK want nothing to do with it. They're going to give up mid to the Timbermen. They do have their B anchor, Fady. But everyone else leaning towards this A site.
Huge credit to Dare. He's been a big part of this T side. That op has been deadly. 26 kills. He paces his team, and I believe the server as well. Lights out with the sniper. He's looking for just a little bit more. One more round. One more opener. One more pick. ATK are loath to give it away, but Curiosity may at some point kill this particular cat. Seems like the focus is going to be on A. They'll have Bodenmaster to contend with. MisteM under the balcony. Or on top of the balcony, rather. And MOTM close at hand. Couple smokes for the exec. Here they go. Those are the 2 smokes committed. Not a lot of utility left over. So Timbermen, they're in. They're committed. They're going to make this happen. Boden has found the first already. Molotov will try and force him back, but it's not quite clearing. MisteM goes down for free, and now Boden is collected. The late Palace pop works out for Snav. A tough spot, but Swisher will make it just a little bit more viable. Bomb's ticking away, but Swisher doesn't care. Even numbers, and they have to get past Dare. He's the insurance policy on ramp. Crossfire setup. Dare and Droid.
They have the smoke.
Here's the fight on Droid, but Droid dodged it. And that's going to be it. Map point secured for the Timbermen. For ATK, it's either overtime or we're going to a third. It was 14-7. This has been 8 rounds in a row for the Timbermen. This comeback has been unreal.
Yeah, and I mean, if we do end up on map number 3, that will be Overpass. Another map that ATK does love to play and performs quite good on. It's 6 games played, 5 wins, only 1 loss. And over on the Timbermen side, they don't play it that much, 2 times, but undefeated there. Those 2 times they played it, so it should be an interesting finish, assuming we get there. MOTM's going to get 1. Dare finds a trade. ATK could still push this one to OT. Boden's going to toss that incendiary down towards Underpass. And that will force the 2 Timbermen back Intra and Chain. As it looks like off of that, Timbermen are going to make the adjustment and send everyone leaning back towards T Apartments. And perhaps a full rotation around through T Spawn to get an A execute going here. They have 1 smoke left. That's not really enough to get a proper execute, of course. You can just throw it for CT, maybe for jungle and connector. Probably jungle and connector. Either way, it's going to be a tough ask for them.
Yeah, there should be exposure points. There should be weaknesses. But without the op, there's a little bit more of a chance to close ground. The rotation seems to be on here. ATK have got the read. ATK have got the read. They're pushing up top mid as well. That's going to help to confirm what they've got. 2 players bunched in towards site. Now Fady will come back to support as well. MisteM is tucked under the balcony. This is an ideal setup for ATK for this particular look that's being thrown at them. MisteM's going to be in a tough spot with the Molotov. That forces him out, but he still gets the kill. He still executes. Can he get more? No, but the trade is there. Even to this point, Boden activated a 1v1, but the health's not there, and Fady will bring us to overtime. We're getting more. We'll be back in a flash.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Oh, we couldn't settle this in regulation. ATK could not put it away despite establishing a 14-7 lead. 13-5 at one point, actually. But the Timbermen, they battled back. They could not quit. So now we'll see who can take it in overtime as we need more rounds here, John.
And we talked about it during the break, Mike, but man, ATK must be kicking themselves for that 1v3 that they could not pull off. I should say 3v1 in their favor, right? Against the op on that B site. And that would have been a difference maker. They likely would have taken this one in regulation instead of having to fight here in overtime. Swisher does get the opener onto Dare. That will help here. Snav trying to creep up and find that trade. Bowden, oh, if he peeked a little bit longer, would have been able to take him out, but Swisher takes care of business anyway, and that's a two-man advantage.
Like we might get another peek out of Khan. Bowden seems like he wants to. The bomb's completely isolated back in the courtyard. So I'm not really sure what the Timbermen want to do with this one. I'm not sure they're aware either. Reeling a little bit, trying to relocate a possibility. And they have gotten Droid up catwalk. There's a big old gap. He can just walk into B. They can all just walk into B. Question is, can Fady hang on to this? If he could catch the bomb, that would be huge. Instead, Fady will kill 2 on site, which is also pretty okay. A 1v3 now available. Shane needs to pull this off because he realized the player's already out here by bench. Apparently, it doesn't matter. MOTM not able to execute there. Shane is low. Oh, he's got the first. The smoke's still up. A chance for the bomb plant. It's going to go down. Not like this. Not again. For ATK, can someone end this madness? They can. It's MisteM to take command, to take control. The IGL himself will put this one away.
Well, no Dare on the op to worry about that time, but Shane at least making it interesting by bringing that from a 1v3 to 1v2 with a nicely placed headshot. All right. 16-15, though, ATK do manage to avert disaster in the first round of overtime. With that money that is available in OT, Timbermen are still in pretty good shape, especially with the bomb plant. We'll have an op, 4 AKs, full util. No problems here. 1:47 on the clock. Here we go. Molotov going to get tossed into connector and immediately diffused by the smoke from MisteM. So he does not want to have to worry about that Molotov. Should he need to rotate out and support his teammate Swisher over on Cat. The Timbermen, in the meantime, are going to rotate 4 players around back in towards the A site. 2 at ramp, 2 at palace. So a pincer attack will be coming through. The lurk intra is all the way over towards the B site, hoping to catch off a rotation or maybe get in on the flank on a potential retake from ATK, assuming that Timbermen take the site, Mike. And they're going to back off again.
Look at the spot for MisteM, though. Fully up top mid. He's got such a cheeky spot. If they try and take any mid control, he's going to be punishing. Gives so much information over to the team. Meanwhile, they're pushing up underpass. Fade's got so much information. I don't know if MisteM heard these audio cues, but he's going to get activated at some point. And needed to be the shot for Bowden. He's collected 1. Molotov goes down. This will provide him a little bit of space. Smoke to give him safe quarter. Players up on catwalk. It's all falling apart. They're getting melted. And all the while, the flank gets ever closer. MisteM might not even be needed at this point, but he will put the final dagger in their back. ATK up 2 rounds.
And therein lies the problem with rotating back and forth so very much and so heavily in even the early rounds, right? There was still a minute left on the clock, but you give your opponent the chance to gain the space all across the map, and you saw MisteM down mid, waiting for anyone who might try to find their way up in that direction. But not only that, he gets the information. His teammates can relay him information, gets it on the flank. Ends up being a moot point, I suppose, but he was threatening. Utility was coming through, and the Timbermen realized that they were trapped and had to take a fight. And at the end of the day, they just couldn't find anything. So Swisher's going to open it up again here. Snav goes down. Nade lands next to him, but it's not going to do too much damage. Just tickles him for 9 HP of damage, and now he's going to escape. Move away from that position. Fady in the meantime, pushing up aggressively. Will he find the frag? Almost. Droid goes down to 38, but he goes down to 36 himself. So he tosses the smoke and the nade to try and keep Droid at bay. It works, and ATK hold on to their man advantage for the time being. Nade thrown out into
Once
mid.
again,
And
the Timbermen do want to pressure through B. right? The Joy is
Yes.
getting ever closer. Here comes the utility. That's a big pick to find. Dare is also distracted them. That makes it uncomfortable for them to rotate through the mid. Fady has to stay alive or do damage. He'll do the first. The latter, rather. But it's Intra. My goodness, 2 HP may just be enough. And MisteM's rotating in, but he's full Thunder for the mid. At some point, Dare's going to hear him, and MisteM has no idea. No expectation that a player would be back there. Bowden alone. He'll try for it, because of course he will. But he better get a move on here. Because there's not all the time in the world for this. Bowden has no information on their positioning. As long as they don't give him fights, he cannot win this.
Well,
And Dare will let him go right into the crosshair. That's a nice final round out from the Timbermen.
Yeah, they gave him one fight, but didn't connect on the shot, and that was that. So the Timbermen at least salvage one round, as you mentioned, out of that first half of the first OT. And now ATK switches on over to the T side, where they found a lot of success. It feels like it's been a while ago now, which it has, but they were up 10-5 at the half on their T side. So let's see if they can replicate some of that success and end it right here. 2 more rounds required to do so. As we head into it. Fade's going to immediately toss that smoke towards mid. That's the window smoke, perfectly thrown. A little bit of aggression from the Timbermen. It's going to be Dare pushing up and now falls back. ATK brought 4 players out, and I believe Dare realized what was happening and just did not want to get completely deleted so early on in the round. Nade flies through, connects for a little bit of damage. No damage taken on the Timbermen side just yet. They're going to toss a Molotov under window to make sure that no one gets cheeky on the ATK side, at least not yet.
No. But good positioning for ATK. At this point, they can slide a player into connector. Take this space, and it seems like it might be up catwalk. Oh, this has been read by the Timbermen, though. Towards get right is Intra. Intra gonna have to deliver. Boom! What a shot from MisteM. These players just wiped off the board here on the B site. Absolutely deleted. And with control still establishing towards mid, they can reliably say there's no one coming back. The bomb's now ticking away. Dare is down for the count. It's all on to Droid. A 1v4, and this is looking like a hopeless situation. Droid can't even get towards the site without getting sprayed down for half of his health.
Hey.
I think this one is likely over. My cash register just trying to survive, and Fady has come to cash a check.
There we go. Series point coming through for ATK. 2 rounds left in this first overtime for them to find it. And a timeout's going to be called here. Believed by the Timbermen. But either way, look. ATK looking strong now in the OT. Trying to finish off what they should have in regulation. And in fact, it's their first map and series point, right, Mike? Because they could not get to that 15 mark in regulation before the Timbermen, which is crazy to think about. Double op setup for the Timbermen. 3 A1Ss around it. And ATK want to end this right here. What do they choose? Do they go for a quick play, try to pop out and get in Timberman's face early on, or do they bide their time and hope for that opening pick? Looks like they will choose to slow down the pace of play significantly. A couple of players sent into underpass. And then the nades sail through. That's one that's going to connect. Very nice. MOTM down to 57 and Swisher on to 76. The Molotov gets tossed onto cap, but good response from the Timbermen as they throw one of their own into underpass.
Still, they have conceded a lot of mid-control player in towards the window. This is a lot of space being given over to ATK. It's a lot to work with. It seems like they want to finish A. Player in window, 2 in connector, 1 from the ramp and palace. They have wrapped their tendrils around this site. And there's about to be a world of hurt for them. Could be bad. Molotov in. Here comes the execution. Can Droid get away? He slips into the firebox. That's actually a good escape for Droid. Timing maybe a little bit off here. And now the bodies are starting to hit the ground as a result. Oh, it's all falling apart for ATK. Everything was working in their favor. but the bomb's not committed yet. 35 seconds, that would be a tough rotate. They'd need to go now. And they're not going to do it. Instead, Bowden will come out and commit it, and he will die as a result. MOTM, the only thing he could do wrong here is die after time. He will make his way forward. He will give this an attempt, and, well, he'll die before the clock runs out.
Even if he dies after time, he has $9,800.
Yeah, it should be fine, but there's freezes where you can keep dying after time of the only ones.
Sure. But Timbermen are going to take they hope alive, and another chance at least for AT to close this will buys from both teams come through. And here last round of the first OT, and rather headed for double OT, or ATK are going to close this out. A bit of lag coming through here on the Go TV, but hopefully the connection will stabilize as you have Bowden watching towards stairs. MOTM eats an aid down to 77, and ATK not going to be too deterred. Around here towards the A site, trying to hunt down frag. Very helpful if he can find, attract the attention of the B site. Will ATK go for the hit? But it's not going to happen. Eventually, ATK can make something happen and push up, and they absolutely will. MOTM's already out, but he's by himself, Mike.
Kind of a tough spot to be in. They're going to join up now. The top mid presence a little bit late. Have to see how that comes around. Bowden loses the op duel with Intra. Double op paying dividends. MOTM so deep in. Got jungle on this smoke fade. Oh, what are they going to do with Droid's position? Droid cleaned out. Now this is a really prime situation for ATK. They need to play the post. They need to be conservative about it. Can't be giving up these kills. Still, the connector position should be so valuable. That flash is deadly. Timbermen have deployed it again and again to deadly effect. Here's the flank on, though. MOTM for all the marbles. This flank could ruin everything. He's found one. He's got two. They're on the defuse. You got to go quick. You got to go quick. He's the only one left. They're just going to defuse under his nose, and we're going for more. More overtime. MOTM could not deny. Woo-wee, John, we just cannot put this game to bed. We cannot put this game to rest. ATK cannot close.
It's yeah, pretty crazy to think about that. The fact that the Timbermen were able to win 2 in a row. It felt like ATK would perhaps have a chance there. They were down 4v5, got the presence on the bomb site, but the bodies hit the floor, Mike, and the flashbang was just good. That one flash that was thrown in order to win the op engagement from Dare onto, I think it was actually not an op engagement, still a great flash that gave Dare the op frag, and afterwards the Timbermen just stormed on through. MOTM, if he had gone a little bit faster, just a bit faster, he would have been able to close that out. Maybe. Inches and seconds is the name of the game. Still, ATK found a couple situations where they had prime positioning on towards A and could not do anything with it. This round, Droid starts off on the right foot. No recovery needed as the Timbermen move up 2 immediately. This will trigger the fast play in towards B, but the spacing's not great. They need to get this kill before the reinforcements come in, otherwise Swisher's going to be in a tough spot. Oh, that's a big kill to find for Swisher. Should have been dead to rights, to be quite frank. And now his teammates can kill him. Shane finds one. Droid now activated, and it's all falling apart. Bowden stuck in the corner. It's either going to be the nade or it's going to be the gun, but either way, he's not getting out of this one. What is going on for ATK? Struggles are continuing here. Pain, John. They're pain. They're not here. Even in the league. Yeah. Not even here anymore. ATK, like I mentioned in the pregame, they are primed for success this season because of the fact that Pain are not able to play in Challenger League. So, I mean, they've got to show that they're a dominant squad. Not to say that the Timbermen aren't good. They performed quite well for themselves, but, I mean, ATK... It's the inability to close that's making me concerned. Snav has been closed upon, and all right, here you go for ATK. They may not be able to put the game away, but they are not going to stand Timbermen having a lead. So this round is frankly over. Dare fluffing that nade doesn't help, but it won't really make a difference. It should be over to begin with.
And I mean, you see the Timbermen don't even know what the path into the round is, so they're going to save. ATK tie things up 19-all.
Yeah, you got to save that op. No reason to throw it away. Fade eats a nade, and then Dare will eventually get the frag. It doesn't really matter. ATK can chase here. It's more beneficial for them to chase than it is for them to save because they don't need to. They can buy it the next round. Wow, Dare is just on a tear.
I mean, these are, you know, exit frags, say what you will about them. Still, been a pretty monstrous game for Dare. He is the reason that the Timbermen have stayed in this, that they've been so tenacious, so difficult to put away. Whenever they seem to need a massive round, it's Dare who steps up. And now one more round before the sides switch. Who will emerge with a slim advantage? Kind of impossible to read at this point, John.
It really is. I mean, even if there is a team that gets, like, obviously there's going to be a team that gets an edge here, but I don't think it'll matter going to the second half because of the flow of play here. Hard to determine, as you said. Anyway, Timbermen going to have Dare go into the apartments. Keeping an eye on things. ATK. Not really gone out quickly that much. Maybe they should do that. Try for a quick pop out here into the B site. Overload Dare with a flashbang and a Molotov at his feet. We'll see.
But here's the thing. I mean, once again, they've established this mid control, right? They have this heavy presence.
Right.
They're going to have to stare down an AWP. So this is going to be a tough peak for sure. Maybe they can break his focus. But even if they get past Dare, there's another player in sight, Shane. Here they're starting to move up. That's the first player through. Dare's forced off the angle. But he doesn't take much damage in doing so, and he's able to move position. So they're not really getting much to show for it. And now the kills are starting to stack up against them. The mid players are a little bit late. They do have this presence in connected, though. So if the bomb rotates, maybe there's something doing. Still, MoTM's foothold is going to have to turn into a whole lot more. And, oh, the timing is brilliant for Droid. He's just been spotted slipping at a ramp. MoTM's not going to react to that to avoid giving up the audio, too. Oh, Intra was prepared. I don't know if he spotted the edge of MoTM or what happened there, but Intra, pretty wily. Not going to get caught off guard despite the fact that Droid might have calmed. He had that position. Now it's over. 30 seconds. MisteM in a 1v5 to try and recover it. It will almost certainly be the Timbermen to take the advantage here. Unless MisteM, well, he can't do anything about it. So advantage for the first time in a long time to the Timbermen.
Yeah, I think a less than 1% chance of success there without the bomb on your back and 5 players alive on the other end who haven't even taken damage. Yeah, not much of a chance. All right, Timbermen. Now it's their opportunity to take a first here and have a couple of series, not series points for them, a couple of map points for them. ATK. I don't know, Mike. A lot of concerning points here for ATK, but we also have to keep in mind that it is the first time they're playing an official match for 2 months, right? So they were over taking the player break. There were some contract issues, as mentioned, but everything's been resolved and they're back. But still, an official's an official. You need to get them under your belt to just shake off that rust. And even though it didn't look like it on Vertigo, on Mirage here, definitely.
Well, I think the things that we're seeing that are concerning that can be attributed to Rust are the spacing. Particularly when they're challenging an AWP, you're frequently seeing issues with the spacing where the Opera can take the shot and withdraw without being punished or traded, right? You saw it in Apartments that last time. We've seen it a couple times with the peaks in towards Ticket where, again, this is also just a really lethal flashbang that the Timbermen have been deploying. But they've been able to blind up whoever's playing by the bricks there and punishing them without any potential for trade. So definitely some exploitable tendencies here for ATK. Still have been a very solid team in the wash. Bowden, though, down early here. Might that be the moment the Timbermen need to find their own map point? Be the second map point, actually. They did go 15-14 in regulation. MoTM doesn't have much interest in that. He's gone top mid. He's making the dynamic play. Not finding anyone just yet. But a lot of information. Oh, MoTM's going to have a huge flank.
It's happened so consistently for ATK on their CT side, hasn't it?
Yeah, we got to be watching this. Let's see what he's got. One. He's looking for more. Let's watch MoTM. Let's focus in on this huge flank. Let's focus in on this huge flank. There it is. That's the bomb dropped. Okay. Here we go. A kill to the front as well. A smoke to cover it off. They're trying to get the lineup. They're trying to jump on. He's doing so much damage, but he can't hold on. So the numbers are lost. Maybe could have withdrawn, but it's going to trigger a huge rotation from Timbermen. They don't have the information. They don't have the positioning. They're trying to go around on towards A. They're being decisive about it at least, but Swisher will be able to work his way into the corner here. And now he hears the footsteps. Now he's got the confirmation. Now they've got the setup. 1 found, 2 found. That might just end it. And it will indeed. The scoreline is tied up 20-all. We're headed to round 41.
Wow, what a read by ATK and Swisher in particular, realizing that the Timbermen hightailed it either. I think they might have gotten an audio cue. Either way, tucking in towards ramp, they didn't expect him there at all. Both faced forward, thinking about the bomb plant more than anything else, a one-track mind, and they go down for the count. So, as he mentioned, tied up 20-20. ATK looking to potentially sweep this, get 22 on the board. Bowden is going to get the op frag onto Snab, and that's a good start.
Really a good start. There's the trades, though. These A-takes have been messier. Dare with the big one. He's low, though. Droid just fighting forward into it. Molotov into the wrong spot. Nade as well. They didn't realize where that bomb was being planted, and he slips away. Oh, boy. And with Dare now repositioning in towards Palace, they're not going to be able to easily take that kill. This is such a tough spot now for ATK to try and keep the Timbermen off of map point. Again, battling forward. He's got the 1. He's got the 2. No! Droid with the last laugh with the last bullet. And Bowden knows. Bowden knows. He's an offer. He knows where the offer would play from. That wounded. He's got the kill, but he's not got the time. All Droid has to do is not peek until it's an impossibility. And it is that now. Well played from Droid. Secures the round. Secures a map point here. Timbermen get another chance to put this away.
Unreal. ATK just cannot hang on. Bowden finally gets into his rhythm again with the op. Finds a couple of frags, but ATK, everyone else, falls by the wayside, and not realizing where that bomb was planted means that 2 pieces of very important utility just get thrown into the air, into nothingness. So, Timbermen, a chance to close this one out, their second chance. Going all the way back to regulation.
We'll see if they can do it. We'll see if they can do it. Heavy presence in the Palace to take that initiative. There's a chance to get out here. And it does look, based on positioning right now, like this might be ending A. The A site has been the Achilles heel for ATK. It feels on both halves here in overtime. And the positioning's not good for this one. This is a bit of a retake setup. They do need to bring the bomb over to help this. The minute's still on the clock. Timbermen have not committed any which way. They're seeing if ATK will panic and give them an advantage early. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So now they'll group up. They'll go for a pretty straightforward A hit. And here comes the util. Nice kill for Swisher. Molotov in to make that position uncomfortable. Swisher down for the count. MisteM with a smoke. Wants to play above this. That's bold. Okay, that almost works out, but not so much. On to Bowden and Fady to try and keep this map in control. Otherwise, we're going on. Otherwise, we're going to overpass. Do we have a hero now? Do we have someone who can save the day? A knight in shining armor. Because the moment is dire for ATK. The moment is dire, and it's getting away from them. Play under Balk. That's the first point of contact. There's the first swing. Fady's got that. Smoke to section it off at the very least. But time is starting to get dire as well. We need to get this bomb defuse started. The kits for sure, so that's not an issue, but it's down to just the 1, and Bowden is wiped away. The Timbermen have done it. They've completed the comeback, down 13-5, down 14-7. They make it happen again and again and again. They gut it out, and we're going to one more map. We're going to overpass.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless. I'm going to be honest, Mike. I feel like ATK just let that one completely slip through their fingers. I don't even know what to say or how to break that down. It's just a complete collapse on their